Hi everyone and welcome to Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition. We are speedrunning today. It's my first time speedrunning this game and it all is thanks to Reddit user Timberon. I will link his Reddit thread where he posts this route as well as his YouTube channel. If you would like to see some German videos, that's the place to go. So huge thank you and huge shout out to Timberon. The route really helped me realizing my first ever complete speedrun. So I was trying out different routes, like the Black Knight Halberd, but there you have to rely on RNG to get the Halberd to drop, right? And I did like, I don't know, 25 runs, and I only got like 2 Halberds, and I couldn't do some of the skips that are necessary. So I was like, I don't want to do that to me. I would like to have a route that I can explore for myself. And this is the route that absolutely was perfect for me personally. So if you never have done a speedrun of a Souls game and you might think to yourself, well, I would like to get a bit of an easier route to start with, here it is. And after completing the run and recording it, I have contacted Timberon on Reddit, wrote him a little message and asked him if it's okay if I do upload my run, make a little educational commentary above it. And he was like, sure man, thank you very much, I'm glad it helped you. And not all, but we agreed on that I just give him the shout out at the beginning of the video and copy the links that he provided on Reddit and in a direct message with a newer version of this speedrun. And that's exactly what I will do. So in the description down below you can find everything you need. I will also use the program I used to do the splits, and that's the next disclaimer. My splits are just, they will get changed, okay? They will get changed. Yeah, I didn't think I wanted more splits than that, but I'm not sure, maybe I need more, and the naming of them is just, it was pretty late in the night, and I was a bit tired, so yeah, the splits just, they are what they are, and they will get changed, don't you worry about it. Speaking of the splits, I need some time to get used to actually splitting, you know? I forgot it like 2 times, I think, so that's a bit of a shame, but that's a-okay. That's a skill I will develop over time. I think I will be okay. And yeah, so let's jump into the run then. So as you can see, Asylum Demon, nothing too fancy going on. Now you don't have to sit at this bonfire, I just did it out of a habit. I actually wanted to level up endurance there, which is what I would do on a normal character, right? And then I remembered, wait a second, you're not allowed to do that yet, you have to wait. So I was like, alright, okay, let's pull the notes up on my second monitor and try and stick as close to them as I can. Get those 6 Homer bones. And here, this is the way you can drop down here without taking any damage. I found that by accident years ago, stopped using it, but I was like, wait a second, every single damage I take is important as long as I don't level my vitality, right? So I need the health to do the drop downs I want to do in this run in the catacombs, and so yeah. You don't really need to take the safe way down, you can just go down, take a little bit of damage, and you should be a-okay. But yeah, little personal hang up there. And yeah, when I saw that the first thing in the notes was like, hey buddy, you have to go to the catacombs, I was like, holy smokes. So I did a quit out here just to reset the skeletons. I didn't want them to be waiting for me and blocking me, which happens from time to time. Sometimes the AI is like, they follow you into the bonfire room, sometimes they don't. They get like stuck on before. yeah, I picked up the shield in the asylum just for this specific area. I wanted to be able to block them, and I failed here 2 times, I think. Third time's the charm, drop down to this ledge. That is perfect. And yeah, so what you have to be thoughtful in speedruns is your stamina management, right? You never want to complete your stamina to drain absolutely everything. So you always want to have a little bit left, and as you're nearing the top of the green bar, you want to start sprinting again. Now this guy, when you run up to him and to the right side there, to his left, he mostly does an attack where you can just strafe through. I did a roll there because I was not sure if that was the case, but you should get by him without the problem, and you need to pick up those Eyes of Death so you can join Nito's Covenant, right? Which is what gives us the weapon for the run we would want to use, or that we will use, which is awesome, right? The Gravelord Greatsword is quite a good weapon. If you have this guy early on, you can deal out some serious damage, and you will see what I mean when we reach our first bosses. And yeah, so what I thought I would do is do the run as basic as I can, without any skips, without any special strategies, just to really see, is it really possible for someone that never has done a speedrun to complete this? And I have to say, it absolutely is, guys, it absolutely is. I will develop and adjust my strategies the further I do this run, because I know some boss strategies that are really, really good, that I think I could incorporate with this run. And yeah, maybe I will just expand the route that way, put my own little spin on things, and that's basically my goal here. So I've done this run 2 times before, 1 time here on PC, and it was about 2 hours and 2 minutes. That was my first run I've ever done. Then I took up my PS4, started Dark Souls Remastered, because I wanted to see if there is any difference there. And I did it there as well without the problem, so you definitely can easily take all the things that you see here into Remastered. The only difference I found was, I think Quelaag's boss soul drops a bit more souls in the Remastered, which I find quite odd, but that's okay. So you saw me picking up these 2 soul items, the one after the door there and this one by the dragon. He doesn't state this in his guide. I just do that out of habit, because I like to have some souls spare lying around, and I think it offers you 1 or 2 levels plus what he had planned. And this Drake is, wow, he clipped me there. I died to these guys a lot in other routes, where you just at the start come to this area here to get the red tearstone ring, and holy smokes, they have splatted me a lot of time, which is a-okay. And yeah, on this elevator I took my time to drop my longsword and my heater shield, because we do not longer need them, and elevators are generally a good place to do your inventory management or consuming souls and stuff like that. So it's time to speak about safety bonfires. This one is the first of it. I also leveled my strength to 16. You can do that in Firelink Shrine before you do this whole run to here. But I did sit at that bonfire for one particular reason. I struggle with Titanite demons. I seriously struggle with them. Not so much with this Black Knight there, as you were able to see. If he does his sweeping attack, I find it easiest just to roll through it. Basically roll past him with the iframes off the roll. Never got clipped by him, and it's a pretty safe way to dodge. Depending on the attack he does, you can't just block with your Grosscrest shield, which is the shield we will have on our back for the rest of the run. The increased stamina recovery effect is absolutely great. So yeah, that was like Cool, that is awesome. Let's just continue. And coming up is a little bit that I didn't see in the guide. I just thought to myself, wait, that could be a good thing to do. So normally you would run past this guy, right? I decided to kill him because he can drop all sorts of moss, right? He didn't drop me the purple moss clump, which is what I would have liked to get, just so you can cure the poison in Blighttown once you reach the boss. But yeah, just a little bit. Yes, it wastes a little bit of time, but that's okay. And here we come to one of the most important things with the Gravelord Greatsword. You want to do jumping R1s. Why, you might ask? The animation for normal R1s and even the R2s are very, very long. So you are winding up your attack, and most bosses will either punish you or jump away and you will miss, right? And you get punished then, which is not fun, okay? That's definitely not fun. The jumping R1 animation though, here you can see the normal animation, that wind up and then the attack itself. But yeah, I don't know, it's really, really slow. And Timberon stated that in his guide, that you might want to use the jumping R1s. And I do agree 100% with that. We get our Demon Titanite here, which is what we will use to level up our Gravelord Greatsword. So we will have a +3 Gravelord Greatsword at the end. And that will be it, right? We do buy the Weaponsmith box here from Andre that will enable us to actually level up our weapon at bonfires. So that's really, really good. We did sit at this bonfire. I did do a little quit out. I took a little break to fix something on my computer. So I will bring you guys back in when I'm back again. Alright, we are back. And the good thing is that you can pause your splits if you need to. And I think it was just a little bathroom break or something. Nothing major, but yeah, I wanted to take the time there to pause, and that gave me the opportunity to think about this split program I use, right? So you can make your own splits and you can make your own hotkeys and stuff, which is very, very awesome. I really do enjoy that. This Boulder Knight, if you stay to the left, let him attack, you can run past on the right side. Works almost every time. And I got clipped in the back there. That is okay, that gave this hollow enough time to go and make room for me to run through this little doorway or archway. Now, the cool thing about this route is that you can get hit and you are able to heal back up, which is exactly what I've done here. I just leveled back up to full health and run into the gargoyles. Now, I didn't deploy the strategy I personally developed for dealing with those guys. I tested it in the PS4 run. It works really well with the Gravelord Greatsword. The stagger potential of this weapon is very decent if you hit the right spots. But yeah, I wanted to have some room to improve. Well, there's always room to improve in a speedrun, I guess, right? And you will see that later. I left all the fails in here, by the way, guys. You can see where I mess up. And I think it is important that you see that, because A, you can learn from my mistakes, right? And B, you can see even someone that plays these games a lot, and I mean a lot, even someone that does that still makes mistakes. That's the way it is, right? If you are not 100% focused in these games, it's just gonna happen. You will make mistakes, and that's no bad thing. That's absolutely okay. Yes, if you want to set a world record on a speedrun, that shouldn't happen, and that will not happen if you actually have the world record. You will have a pretty flawless run, right? But if you just want to do this for fun, make mistakes, learn from them, watch other make mistakes and learn from their mistakes. So I think it's very important, not only for transparency, that you can see where I've lost time, right? But also for this learning effect, that you can see, okay, he did that wrong, maybe I should concentrate in that bit on that part or something like that if you actually want to run this for yourself, right? At the beginning I was really just a little bit on the safe side, I think. So yeah, I wanted to quickly talk about leveling. So 16 strength is all we need to two-hand our weapon, right? As Timberon states in his guide, if you bring strength up to 24, you will be able to use it one-handed, which only will be used once at Gwyn, right? So if you struggle with parrying, switching to two-handed mode and then riposting, I highly recommend doing the 24 strength in your leveling path. I think it helps. I did it in this run. I can do the two-handed riposte, but not that good. Well, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work as good. So I don't know. I use this elevator to pop the soul items. As you can see, that's like what, a couple of souls, which is a-okay. So I went through, it's 3,000 souls I think, or 2,500, something like that. I did drop the Bloodred Moss Clump. As I said, elevators, perfect time to do your menuing. I pick up the soul item as well, which is not needed again. I just thought, you know what, if I can squeeze out enough levels, it's for safety. It's for safety only. 1 or 2 more levels in Vitality. That's all I'm aiming for here. So yeah, I think it's a good idea. Also pick up the Humanity. We will use that to heal ourselves later on. I think it's a good thing to pick up. And now you can think, yeah, but now you're organizing your inventory right there. Isn't that a bit bad? It is. It honestly is. It loses time, but that's a-okay, right? That's a-okay. All I wanted to do is get this run below 2 hours, which is achievable. And I will prove that with this video, right? Which is good. I failed to kick Lautrec here. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I kick him down in 2 kicks. Sometimes I find it's very hard to get to the right angle to kick him. Quit out here to reset. This will make the Ring of Favor and Protection appear where you kicked him off. Also, we used the Firekeeper Soul that we grabbed in the Undead Parish to actually upgrade our Estus to +1, which is useful, right? A little bit more of HP recovered per flask. That is always useful. And the Ring of Favor and Protection, of course, we will immediately equip that. If I don't fail too much, I think I got something mixed up. Now, I always take this ring slot for Ring of Favor and Protection. You know why? If you want to re-equip or switch out other rings, you can always just press up and left and you are at the second ring slot. And you can switch out the ring without the problem. You never have the instance where you are accidentally on the Ring of Favor and Protection. So yeah, that's why I do it like that. You see me often do that even when I play casually, the Ring of Favor and Protection just in this slot, just to make sure I don't override it and I can switch out the other rings quite fast if needed. So yeah, we are going into Blighttown, and I seriously was thinking about taking the safety bonfire down there. I think you could. I think you could take it. It would add a little bit of time because you have to run back to Firelink afterwards, and with not taking the bonfire we can just bone back, like 1 Homer bone and we're back in Firelink Shrine, right? The descent here, you can use shortcuts here, you can do different jumps, you can do the meme roll skip, you could do a whole lot of things and shave off minutes, I guess. Yeah, well, maybe 1 minute at I don't know. But as I said, I wanted to keep this as not speedrunny, I guess, as I could. Like, how fast the drops that I do are just like, those are the ones you develop over time when you play this game. You think like, oh, I can just drop down here and drop down there. Absolutely no problem. That will not kill me. That will not be an issue. And yeah, so speedrun techs are you have to learn them, right? It's a whole other skill set than regular Dark Souls. So, yeah, I mean, I'm mostly a PvE guy, right? I do my fair share of PvP now. Dark Souls 3 basically got me into that. But at my heart, I'm still just mostly a PvE guy. Why? Well, I just like to run through these games. I just love... don't jump, by the way. That is me messing up my controls. Because I was playing on the PS4 on the remastered. My jump button was L3, right? And here you have to press B or circle again to jump. And I was like, oh yeah, I can just roll while sprinting. No, you can't. If you want to roll on the Prepare to Die edition while sprinting, you need to block. Then you can roll, it's no problem. That works pretty well. I got lucky there with her melee attacks. Sometimes she doesn't want to do them. If she does want to do them, you can punish her hard, because when you stay to the side of her head there, like I did, she will miss every time. So, bit of a safe spot. I realized how this lava there exposed or expanded into my position. I was like, oh, I need to correct that. So that's why my swing just went to the side there. And yeah, this is the end of Quelaag. So not too much to say about her, I guess. It's a fight that you need to practice a little bit. You have to know what her tells are. Once you know that, and you basically know her whole moveset, it's all good. You're pretty much safe from then on out, which is cool. But yeah, we will ring the second bell of awakening right here, which is absolutely stunning. I think normally I would invest some time going through the depths, right? Getting my weapon to +10 before Gaping Dragon, before even thinking about taking the shortcut down to Blighttown. And we are like, oh well, Quelaag is dead. Let's actually prepare for the next, or for one of the last steps in the run, I should say, which will be Lost Izalith. So yeah, we will take on Ceaseless Discharge. We will cheese him, and I want to pick a certain spot in this cheese method that a lot of people, I think, don't really realize that it's something that you have to trigger in this fight for it to work the way it will work out for me here. It's very, very important that you bait one attack that will free up, I guess, his left arm, the one arm to your right when you're watching at him. That is so important. I can't stress enough how important that is. And you might ask yourselves, but why? Why is it so important? Well, if you don't free up this arm of his, he will not do the jumping at the end where you can just easily cheese him off the cliff. You need that arm to be free. And I think I saw a couple of guys on Reddit that were like, why doesn't he jump to me like that? Why can't I cheese him like that? And now he's aggro every time I come in, right? So grab the set, stand still here for... There you go. Now his arm is free. That's all you have to do. Be a bit patient there. Just wait. For me, he always did that attack that freed up his arm. Always. Does that mean it's 100% sure that he does that? No. I'm just saying, in my experience, he always did that attack in countless runs through the games. Through this game in particular, right? He did that on the remastered as well. So, in my book, for my tries that I've had at this, it is 100%. It might not be overall, right? So, yeah. And I was like, I was asking them, did you wait at the beginning there, or did you just run past him and attack him immediately? And they said, yeah, mostly just ran, and I'm not sure if you can run past this attack. Maybe you can, I never tested that. But the big problem was that they had him in that state where he didn't have his arm up, right? So that's why they couldn't one-shot him, or like six-shot him with his fist, basically. You just have to, it doesn't matter how much damage you do, you just have to hit him a couple of times and he will fall off. That's all that there's to it. And now you're leveling strength to 24. Why that early, you might ask? Well, it was a nice chunk of souls that we had there, right? 40,000. And I feel okay with the endurance and the vitality that I do have right now. I think just I'm comfortable enough to run with that for the next parts, and I know that I will be able to upgrade my endurance more, my health more. But I really wanted to be able to wield the Gravelord Greatsword in one hand in preparation for endgame, right? Because I didn't test which bosses or at which points I would have to level strength at the end to get to 24. And if you mess up and you land on 23, you will basically just be, oh no, I messed up, right? So that just adds in a little bit of safety for leveling. So now I know I can pump all the points into endurance and vitality. I do not have to worry about anything else, right? Through the rest of the run, my leveling strat is endurance to 40, health to whatever high up I can get it. Okay, that's all I've done. Now, I did sit at this bonfire because Sands Fortress can be a bit tricky, especially if you miss cycles like I do all the times. I might get stuck on something a little bit, and that messes up the timings. I have to wait a little bit at the axes that swing around and stuff like that. So, well, not axes, but these blades, you know what I mean, right? So yeah, normally you can just, if you just run in one go, you can keep on sprinting until the end here, if you manage your stamina correctly, that is, right? This part here is always a bit scary because you never know if he fires his lightning at the point where it will actually hit you. And it happened to me that he hit me, knocked me back into the swinging blades, and I was just splattered there on the floor. This time though, it went all really well throughout Sands. Now, I used to hate this area quite a bit. Thought it was like, oh my god, what is this piece of crap area, right? Nowadays I absolutely adore it, and that's part of being an invader in there on level 50. Really helped me spending more time in the area. I think that's all it is. Here you can block and run past. Oftentimes, if you have the right angle, you can actually just sprint through and you will never get hit. Still blocked though, for the reason you saw there. I had my angle was wrong. Also just punch this guy so you can go past him. But yeah, if the angle is a little bit wrong, you will actually get hit by those arrows, and you do not want to have that happen to you. So keep your shield up there while you're sprinting through, and you are a-okay, right? So another thing I do, another safety bonfire, is the one over here. I like to take this one just because I am not that good with Iron Golem yet. And by that I mean I can't consistently throw him off the edge for the life of me. I just can't do it. It's something I have to get better with. If you are like, oh no problem, I can fall him off anytime I want, even with a weapon I've never played before, no problem. Absolutely, you don't have to take this bonfire, right? As I said, just for safety, and it's for my own convenience, because I know that I'm not that confident going into that fight. I know I can't consistently make him go off the edge there. Now here's Quelaag Soul, 8,000 souls. I think, if I remember correctly, I thought on the... I'm not sure now if it is the same on the remastered. But I had the discrepancy here where, oh, I failed this jump. But there you go, I left that in so you can see, if you mess up this jump, what do? You just run back up. It's a-okay, you don't have to be perfect. Well, I mean, you note for yourself that next time you will concentrate more on that jump so you don't fall down, right? But yeah, I think that's a point that Timberrun makes as well. Don't reset after every single mistake you make, okay? What you want to do is have completed runs, even if they take you an hour more, right? That's so important. You want to be able to see the run to the end multiple times, okay? because it doesn't matter if you are perfect in the first 30 minutes of the run if you then struggle on ONS because you never have practiced him, right? Them, I guess. But yeah, we consumed Quelaag's soul there to get enough souls for a couple of Green Blossoms. Green Blossoms, absolutely perfect. And Valley Tool to use, even more increased stamina regen is absolutely amazing, and use them for boss fights, pretty much. I'm doing some R2s here and I see how he stands and I'm like, oh god, now I start missing, and I thought I had him there, but wrong angle, wrong placement for him to fall down, and yeah, these R2s are quite hard to free aim actually. So I struggled, and he recovered from all of this, but as I said, leaving that in so you can see all my fails, all my mistakes, so not only I can learn, but you can learn, as I said. I think that's a good thing to do. Did a jumping attack there just to mess with him. I was like, I don't know why I did that, I honestly don't know, I just like, I take the opportunity, that's okay. A little miss there, got punished for it. Now I'm like, okay, I only need to hit him once more, I knew that, and I would stagger him for the first time. There we go, and goodbye. Threw him off the second time we tried, which is a-okay, I think, for the first, well, it's third run technically, right, but the first run I have recorded, I'm actually quite pleased with the results so far. Also, another 40,000 souls that you can invest into your endurance or vitality, whatever you want. Honestly, it's up to you, and you don't have to level the way I level in this run. It's just, I find this to work best for me, personally, right? So yes, I want to have a certain level of vitality, but I also want as close to 40 endurance as fast as I possibly can. Because that's the stat that is most important for me to be comfortable moving around, right? So you see, I'd get Wit up to 17, but only after I leveled Endurance to 25, right? That's my breaking point that I must have. But yeah, I figured, you know what, against ONS, I will need a bit of a longer health bar, because these guys mess with me seriously. Sometimes they get into patterns where it's very easy, where you can pick off Ornny very, very fast and he doesn't have any chance, and Smo is behind a pillar thinking about life, doing nothing else, right? Yeah, this, spoiler alert, it will not go too well for me. Which is a-okay again, so yeah. Definitely pick up this Demon Titanite. We will pick up 2 more here in Anor Londo, and that will give us the ability to level the Gravelord Greatsword to +3. So yeah, we soon will have the weapon leveled to the level where we don't have to level it anymore. And saying leveling that much or level that much is causing my head to slowly being a bit hurt, but whatever. So, this part here, the rafters. I can tell you, even with all the times I run through these, I still mess up, and I still get scared when these guys are charging at you. What I should have done there is quit out earlier. Once they start running at you, quit out. Just do it. Believe me, you will have such an easier time. Also, don't fail that jump, and don't fail to quit out afterwards. I was so perplexed that I missed that jump, because I did it in the first run, I did it in the second run on the remastered, first try both times, never had an issue with that jump. For some bizarre reason, I failed here, and I think I failed a second time, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I quickly went into the stat menu to check, wait, do I have 25 endurance? Yeah, I have. All good, all good. Oh man, honestly, these rafters, they are a sight to behold. Honestly, they are quite scary, and maybe you don't have to do this multiple times. Hey, congrats to you. Congrats to you. If you do this first try, hats off, dude. Hats off. If you can do it consistently, you have my deepest respect. Because I just simply don't have enough experience in running through this area fast, right? As I said, this is my first speedrun ever. The only thing comparable I did was my Dark Souls 3 Soul Level 1 run, right? That was like a speedy run as well. Well, it still took me like 10 hours, which is quite long, right? But I died to Dancer more than I care to admit, which is a-okay. But I digress, we are talking about Dark Souls 1. As you can see there, he started charging at me, I immediately quit out. Immediately. It's the best thing to do, honestly, so you don't stress yourself out. I failed to jump again, failed to quit out again as well, which is dumb, but it happens. So I am using a Xbox controller on PC. I think I bought that like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I need to get used to the menuing and stuff because the digipad is below the left stick, and on the PS4 controller it's like above the left stick, right? So I've played with a PS4 controller for so many years that I'm so used to having the menuing on top of my left stick. It just gets time to getting used to. That's all I'm saying, right? So even though I think I did a pretty good job most of the time with the quit outs and the menuing when I was focusing on it, if I'm not focused on it, I still like trip over. Shit. Fucking hell. You have to know where you can improve to improve, right? So being able to say, oh, well, I have a lack of skill or a lack of time invested into adjusting myself to the new controller, especially when switching back and forth between them. So that will come with time. It's something that comes automatically, right? But you can also focus a little bit on it if you're doing the button prompts that you have to do over and over again. Yeah, so this time we take the safer route. It's not all that safe as well, but it's definitely a little bit on the easier side to pull off, right? And in an area that is that scary, it's okay. If I've done that the first time, it would have been faster than failing to jump 2 times, obviously, right? So, yeah, as much as I wanted to have some safety nets in here, I failed to apply this one, which is, as I said, a flaw, a mistake, a fail, call it whatever you want, but I hope that you also learn from that. Alright, moving on into Anor Londo, we will have a fun part in front of us, right? So these guys can hit very hard, so if you get clipped, it's best to just run away and heal and try to run past them again. Here, all I was thinking is please no lightning in the butt. No, no, no lightning in the butt. You can sing this for yourself and it will hopefully help you. It did this time. Oh man, I was so lucky. I was so lucky. I don't know what the exact trigger for the lightning attack is. I think it's based on positioning as well, like the range and area that you're standing in. So this guy decided to be a little bit of a troll at the start, but then he came through with his attack and yeah, he just fell down. Normally you can make him fall down while he is swinging his attack, so I was like, okay, I must position myself a little bit better next time. That is a-okay though, no problem at all. This is a bonfire I highly recommend taking. And I went ahead and kindled this. Now, again, it is something you do not have to do, right? You absolutely don't have to do this. I just wanted 10 Estus for the fight with ONS. That's why I've done that. I'm not that good to say 5 Estus is all I need with a sword I haven't used for more than 4 hours, right? So I kindled that bonfire. I don't care. If you don't need it, good. Don't kindle it. You will save time. Perfect. Cool. But yeah, for me, I have to kindle that. I just have to. I want this little safety net, and it comes in and helped me. Honestly, it was a good idea to do that, right? That guy clipped me. I was like, whoa, the switch from his bow to his sword and to his attack was so quick. I've never seen that before. Then I remembered, oh well, you have, but you just don't remember it probably. But yeah, time to commit suicide, I guess. Because if you kill them, yes, you can make it out alive, no problem. But if you don't kill them, well, let's say that can happen. I think that's the first time I've ever got backstabbed by a Silver Knight, honestly. That never happened to me, but hey, now I know they can do that. They can, and they will if you present your butt to them like that. Which is fine. We then consume the soul of the Iron Golem to gain some souls, and that's enough to upgrade our Gravelord Greatsword to... or Gravelord Sword. Wow, I always call it the Gravelord Greatsword, but the Gravelord Greatsword is actually the miracle, right? So, yeah, the Gravelord Sword is upgraded to +3 now, so we achieved what we wanted. And that's a +3 Gravelord Sword before ONS. So we will not further level up our weapon. I think there would be a way to get more Titanite, well, Demon Titanite, so you can level it up. But I don't think that it would be advised. It's definitely not really needed, and I can only think of 2 fights where it really would help you out. And I'd quit out of the game here, because that guy was on my ass, and I don't want him to swing through the fog gate and clip me, which is what can happen, guys. It happened to me a couple of times, so here is ONS. I got the good pattern of those guys at the start. Ornny was like, "Sumi, Sumi," and Smo was like, "I don't care, I'm a Shovel Knight and I will shovel you to death." Which is a-okay, because if you're far away enough, this attack means nothing, right? It's very dangerous when you're close by, because then it can do a ton of damage in a very short amount of time. And since we don't have that much health, well, you can see for yourself. Ornny clips me again there, and I'm dead. Well, another mistake. Yes, some parts of the fights are RNG, some parts are just bad playing. And that was an example of a little bit of both. Well, actually, first we got good RNG, right? We got a good opening attack from Ornstein, which is... I don't know how rare it has become for me. I don't know. I haven't seen this attack in a couple of runs, I guess. I'm not really sure. But it's a-okay. It's a-okay. And after that, I just did a poor job in dodging, right? There is no such thing as an excuse for that. It was just bad dodging on my part, which is absolutely... I think that happens, right? You get slightly unconcentrated. You're not focusing enough on what you have to do, and Shovel Knight comes in again and whacks me in the butt. Well, that happens as well. No problem. You can dodge it. Just concentrate. Just focus. And most importantly, calm down. Don't get stressed if you mess up. Don't be like, oh no, I have to do this again. I don't want to do it. If you are at that point, finish your run for the day. Go play something else. Go outside. Go drink a coffee. Take a beer with your friends. Whatever you have to do to get it out of your system. Get it out though. Get it out. If you are getting frustrated with this game, it is time for you to take a break. And I mean that from personal experience. Not so much with Dark Souls though, because in this game I can most of the time overcome my tilt. In the first and the third game, that is. Dark Souls 2 was a different story, but we will talk about that later. I guess I will make a video about that, because I finally played it. But I digress. Let's go back to the fight. So obviously strategy here is to use the pillars to separate these two and to make Smo miss his attacks. So after that, if you have them separated, I most of the time kill Ornn first. I don't know why exactly. I don't find his second phase to be that much harder. I almost think it's easier. Maybe that's the reason, because I like to do second phase Ornn in New Game Plus, right? And I use the Humanity to heal here, just to save on some Estus, and I would have needed 3 or so to heal back up to full there. So it's like, you know what, I will just pop a Humanity. And you might ask yourselves, well, do you even need the Humanity at some point? Will you take the shortcut in Izalith? The question is yes and no. I will need the Humanity, but not for that exact reason. I did not collect enough Humanity to actually be able to level up the Daughter of Chaos Covenant to +2, right? So that would be an opportunity to, I guess, make more time up, right? Or to save some time, I should say. Shovel Knight's coming in again. It's an easy attack to punish once you if your spacing is correct. The bot slam with lightning also, you get used to it and you know when to roll, I guess. And I think I was even far away for me to not be able to get hit in the first place, I think. But yeah, this attacks, just those attacks leave him open enough so you can run in and do a jumping R1 without a hitch. You always get back out, hit this attack again, which is absolutely okay because you can punish it fairly well. He takes some time to recover from that, right? And that gives you the opportunity to strike. And there we go. We did it! ONS is down. This is one of the hurdles I was scared of the most, honestly. I was like, okay, I can probably deal with most of the stuff, but ONS is still scary. Scary? Scary. Scary, scary, scary it is. But why should we be worried if we have done it, right? So, yeah. On the other runs, I think I haven't had a flawless ONS kill so far with this character. Done it with other characters, but they were leveled completely differently, right? So, yeah. With time, though, I will get very familiar with how this character works, and that will improve the time as well. I'm not sure how much I will run it. I think it's just something to think about it. I consumed the soul of Smo there as well, so we can squeeze out a little bit more levels. And now I'm starting pumping endurance to 30, getting a little bit more of vitality. And we warp to the Undead Parish, which is... oh wow, I just remembered now what we will have to do. And I sit at this bonfire, right? You might ask yourselves, why do you do that? You can just warp around willy-nilly now. Yeah, I don't want to have to warp to a bonfire because I'm an idiot. Right? We have to kill Andre. Now, if you have poise, it's okay. If you remember to freaking toggle escape his stun lock there, it is no problem. But if it's like, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that, and you forget everything you know about how to break out of such an attack, this will happen to you. I was like, oh my god, I'm such an idiot. I died to Andre? Really? What is going on with me today? Why am I losing this fight? Why? And here I jumped again, that's a bit of a control issue, and would you look at that, I've done the same mistake again. Yes. See? It happens to me as much as it happens to everybody else. You get, I don't know, tired, you don't focus enough. Maybe you get a little bit cocky because you just beaten ONS to a pulp, right? And he gave me the good attack there as well, the one that you can punish pretty nice. And I was like, You idiot, you can even backstab this guy. What is going on? But yeah, this is the end of him. Ah, man, gives you humanity and the Crest of Artorias, which is used to go to Sith. And yes, the split we'll call it sad doggo. I have a hate and love relationship with this fight. I love the fight. I hate that I'm the one that has to kill Sith. I cannot stand that I'm the one that has to kill him. And because, yeah, I started killing these guys again for the chance of another purple moss clump, so we can cure poison when we go to Blighttown a second time. And I was like, okay, I will turn around, kill this guy as well. And both of them, drop me the bloodless moss clump. I was like, crap. Please drop me the purple moss, please. Thank you. So we got one, and we got two. We only need one, which is a-okay. So yeah, I was like, okay, I'm set for my run through Blighttown a second time. I can just roll through and then cure my poison and don't be worried about it. Because the worst thing about being poisoned is the sound of it in your ears. It drives me nuts. It's like the sound in the not the Crystal Caves, in the Duke's Archives when you are in the cell there. Oh, that stuff drives me nuts. And yeah, if you quit out here, you can save a couple of seconds. Because when you log back in, it is open. So yeah. Now, here I remembered something that I had forgotten for a long time now. Honestly, most of the time I run through and just don't worry about it. If you want these guys to stop chasing you, start a dialogue with Alwina here and you're set. That's all you have to do. If you start the dialogue, these guys will get off of your ass and they don't chase you anymore. Usually I would just run back here, quit out, reset them and get the stone armor set without a problem, right? But then I was like, wait a second. They shouldn't come after you or chase you that long when you speak with Alwina. You don't even have to join the Covenant or anything. Just speaking with her triggers them to reset. Or not reset, but just to lose aggro, right? And they will slowly walk back to their positions, but they don't get aggro back. So that's a neat little trick that I completely forgot for a long time, because if I go through this area... Well, okay, it's been a while since I had to buy or get the Crest of Artorias. I normally come to this bonfight from Darkroot Basin, right? So... yeah, I usually do the DLC setup with the Sith fight. Nowadays, though, at least. So yeah, first thing I did was grab myself the ring over here. Hornet ring will be very useful against Gwyn, and only against Gwyn, so yeah. Did pop a Green Blossom, and it's time to fight Great Grey Wolf Sith. Oh, I don't want to do it. I hate to do it. I love the fight because I love Sith, but man, sad times, sad times. Or under our doggo friend here. Man, yeah. Roll his attacks. It's not that hard to do once you take some time to learn it. I think you get this down pretty quickly. The tells are pretty obvious, right? And yeah, I wanted to finish this. I don't want to see him limp all around. I hate it. I can't stand looking at a dog that is hurt, right? So we just took him out of his misery, and man, oh man. It even hurts looking back. I don't know what the hell it is that gets me so emotional over this fight, dude. We leveled up Vitality to 20, and now we are... Wait, did I? No. My bad. I go to 23 in Vitality. I'm thinking like, I think 25 or something, or I want at least 1,000 health for sure before I go back to Endurance again. And then it will be Endurance all the way up to 40, which will be nice, but yeah. I did equip Artorias' ring there, or the Abyss ring that you need for the 4 kings, and I cannot say this enough, but I am scared of the Four Kings, to be honest. I really am. They have treated me wrong a little bit too much. But yeah, there is... Well, the method we use to kill them is pretty much the same that I used in the remastered walkthrough, right? Or playthrough, where I just equipped the armor with the highest poise that I had, highest defense that I could get, and just made a little DPS race out of it. Well, it is a DPS race nonetheless anyways, right? Because these guys, if they are 2 or even 3 kings at the same timeout, oh my god. I had this happen to me when I was playing with a magic weapon. For some bizarre reason I did that. Or was it an occult one? I can't remember. On a faith build, and my damage got so mitigated, it was horrible. But yeah, at the entrance there, I went to the left side in hope that the ghost that blocks my way forward would be able to move a little bit more to the left so I can run around him, which actually in the end that's what happened, so I was really relieved that that worked. This is a little safe spot. You can watch your step though. Watch your step. But you can stop there. And I used another humanity to heal. And here, if you are fast enough, you can run through, get on the ladder, climb all the way to the top, and you will not get hit. Oftentimes you will get stuck on the ghosts or the bones on the floor and stuff. Coming up is a little pause, so I will bring you guys back in. Alright, we are loading up our save, and we will continue the timer right there. Good, that worked out pretty well. I did forget to split when I killed Sif. I just, yeah, didn't really think about it. I was so in the zone of thinking about my next steps that I completely forgot to do the skip. That's my bad. We will get better with that over time. As I said, I just need to do a couple of runs, get used to which button I have to press to split, and it will get better over time. I'm sure about that. So yeah, that was a longer pause there. That was like a 5-minute break. I think I just needed some time to breathe. Normally, of course, you would do the run in one go. But as I said, it was quite late. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did both the 2 practice runs before it. No, one of them. One of them I did before it, and then... Yeah, and then I went for this run. But yeah, as I said, it was like 2 AM. So I was tired, and I needed some breaks at that point because I didn't get any sleep the night before and stuff. But I digress. I'm sorry. We are running through to the boss. To the 4 Kings, we need to get there safely, hopefully, and these dark raves can be a bit tricky. With the ghosts in the mix later on, it's a nightmare. It really is. If you run through it this way though, it's not that bad, to be honest. Most of the attacks of the dark raves are on the easier side to dodge. Not saying they're completely easy, but this attack especially, you have time to redirect your path just so well. So yeah, I was like, okay, that went very well. And if I have to do the run back to here again, at least I know that I will be good. I will be good. So I put on my stone armor here. Not only do the defenses help, but also, which is very important, the poise helps a lot. And I mean a lot. Still, this fight is really scary, and here we definitely need the Green Blossom, definitely. Because stamina regen with this heavy equipment load, that would be a nightmare and a half. Now he did this attack at the start, and I hate when they do that, because all you can do most of the time is just tank it or block it, and yeah, it's not so fun, right? Here I'm just using normal R1s because I'm like, alright, I have to slog through this anyways. It will be quite of the drag though, but as you can see, we are doing like 1000 damage per combo, and that is a decent number. That is pretty nice. Second king arrives though to play. Still attack the ghost, the illusion that you see there, or the animation where they die. The hitbox stays around for a little bit, so you can still make damage to the health bar of the boss, even though he's disintegrating before your eyes, right? So yeah, if you do this, make sure you keep whacking on them so you can shave off a little bit more of the health. That is nice. As demonstrated here. Oh wow, now we have done 1300 damage instead of 1000, right? So yeah, neat little thing. You might think, yeah, but if you do that you lose time. No, you don't. And the good thing is, if you do that 3 times, you have almost dealt another 1000 damage to the boss's health bar, which is nice, right? If your damage is high enough, I have seen runs where they just killed 2 kings and that was enough, right? But without Red Tearstone and other specific rings and setups, you won't be able to do that, right? So I was like, okay, whack him once more, and now I know, okay, it will be 4 kings, but we only need to hit like 1 or maximum 2 hits, right? So 1 jumping attack should do the trick. So I ran at him and I was like, this attack again, you know what? I just run past it. It will home on you. It's like, it's unbelievable. It's like a Fox 2 Heat Seeker. So but there we go. Monster fight is over. I turned around there to see if the attack still was going on, and it was. It just went in the back there. It just went on and on until it finally got lost, I guess, or destroyed itself. But yeah, so we have our first Lord Soul now, right? So we need to collect the other 3, and this is where this speedrun is like different, right? So most of the time you will see like they glitch into the kiln, and oh, I got 27. Really? Do I go to yeah, 27 vitality is normally the breakpoint for 1000 health. You get 1001 health points on 27 vitality. I think that's why I was like, okay, wait, I still had that in mind without accounting the Ring of Favor and Protection into the mix, right? So yeah, in this speedrun we will have to do the 4 Lord Souls, right? Which oftentimes get skipped. As I said, you can do wrong warps into the kiln, and you can do many different stuffs and many different skips that I haven't done in this run, which would help us. For example, Duke's Archive skip, right? It spares you the whole experience going through the jail. I still to this day haven't managed to do it even once. So yeah, I need to train that at some point. This boar though, that's the first time in a long time he hit me. If you stay to the left, he will charge you to the left, so you have a gap on the right side. I just rolled very poorly there. That was entirely my bad. So yeah, nothing else to blame than my bad plays. Plays like in I do a play, right? So oh man. Yeah, so Duke's Archives, pretty scary. These guys deal a ton of damage on their own, and now they are buffed by the Channeler, right? So I think an arrow from a buffed archer that hit while you are sprinting, if your vitality isn't that high as mine, it will one-shot you. So yeah, be careful here. Now, this is the elevator you would use to do the skip. As I said, I haven't managed to do it once, and I've tried a couple of times. I even tried it with a buddy when we were completing, well, not completing, but 100%ing Dark Souls 1 together a couple of weeks ago. And while we run to our certain death and through the prison afterwards, I think that's a good time where we can actually talk a little bit about 100%ing this game. So you will see at the end of of the run, I will show you the save file, right? You will see the speedy tester below that. That's my first ever run with this route. 2 hours, 2 minutes, I think. And below that, you will see 2 characters. You will see Claire Farron. Claire Farron is on soul level 125 with like 50 hours into the game. She was used to collect all pyromancies and all miracles. She uses a Boulder Side Sword and Sunlight Blade. So 35, 45 dex, 45 endurance, I think. Or 40 endurance? We will see it, I guess, at some point. Doesn't matter too much, but it's a Faith dex build. Just to have fun, and I used that to go through until New Game Plus 2, right? So he did his first playthrough, or his new game on his own. In that time, he was streaming it to me in Discord, so I could watch him. And I was able to be at the same level with the character when he made his way to Gwyn, right? So we knew, okay, New Game Plus, what do we need? And we farmed most of the stuff in normal New Game, right? So we farmed the Dark Race for chunks, for slabs, and we prepared all the upgrade paths for different weapons. We had that all plotted out. So we got those all out of the way. We farmed almost all of the weapons that we would have needed for the trophy that you get when you collect all the special weapons and stuff, right? So we didn't spend any of the boss souls though, because we wanted to do those all in one swoop, and then we realized how many weapons you actually would have to power up to plus 10. So we just, yeah, we did it. We prepared as much as we could, right? I think we went into New Game Plus on around level 105-ish, around that way. Then New Game Plus came around and we wanted to get the Sunlight medals in a fun way, so we decided, you know what, we will just do co-op, man. Why not? That is a good opportunity to explain to him how co-op works, how it opens you up to invasions and stuff like that. So yeah, the death here is not really a thing I wanted to happen, but I wanted to test if you can run past all of these guys and just grab the key and run back. Well, the run back not so much, I failed there, but it's it's okay though, it's okay. I think it's almost, maybe it's even faster to die, I don't know. If they whack you on the way and you get the key and die instantly, that could be even the faster way. Never thought about it until now. Okay. Yeah, so coming back to our story. So New Game Plus come around. We obviously I have the Faith to 30 race, so I can join the Sunbros immediately. So we did some co-oping with him, where I summoned him. So he was able to chant the Sunbros as well. And you need to do it for the last miracles, right? So we killed almost, I think every single boss of the game in co-op, besides of maybe, we even killed Pinwheel in co-op. That was fun. That fight was over so fast. Wow, it was unbelievable. Yeah, so we were both using, as I said, the Prepare to Die edition here. We also did use Wolf's Connectivity mod, which is anti-SFix, obviously. If you don't use the SFix on PC, you're doing it wrong, sorry. Nah, the SFix is just, it allows you a couple of things. Firstly, it allows you to play in 60 FPS, which is what we are doing right now, which is absolutely amazing, right? It messes up some jumps, some rolls, some clipping errors occur when you do that. Mostly not in areas where you actually notice it too much. It's always like in hidden stuff, right? So yeah. Also, it allowed me to get some retextures for armor sets. You didn't see it too much in this run, but at the beginning, the hard leather set is actually a retexture. Just because man, that thing looks like not so good. I don't like it too much. But yeah, here's another bonfire that we do kindle, actually, because I am not that good with killing Seath. I don't know what it is. It gives me so much trouble, man. I just need to practice it, and yeah, that's pretty much all that there's to it. But I want my 10 Estus flasks for this fight for sure. And I also, as I said, keep the humanity as your second healing item. Just don't get rid of them until you're sure you don't need them anymore. Which is A-okay. So yeah, so we ran through New Game Plus, did the Covenant, the Sunlight Covenant there, and then we started thinking of, oh yeah, also we did the Blades of the Dark Moons, the Souvenirs of Reprisal. You can farm them from in the Painted World. That's something we did as well in the first playthrough, so we were pretty much set. And the New Game Plus 2, we just went strategically as fast to Sith as we could, because that's the only boss soul that you need 3 times, right? So that's why you need to play through it 2.5 times, I guess. If somebody drops you the 3rd one, that's fine as well, right? But we wanted to do it like that. Then we exchanged a couple of weapons. So I dropped him all the weapons that dropped for me that he didn't drop. So his trophy popped up for all the weapons. Oh no, first we did the Gravelord Covenant. That's right, we maxed that, or got to level 1 there, got the Miracle, all good, all set, right? Pretty nice. Then we started dropping weapons to each other. So as I said, I first dropped all the stuff he needed for his to complete his collection, and then he dropped me stuff back, and also the weapons he got that didn't drop for me. So yeah, we profited a little bit there. We did. I know you could argue, yeah, but you didn't do it yourself. It's alright though. It's alright. I was just like, I need to 100% this game on one of the systems. And since my buddy wanted to play Dark Souls for the first time, I thought it would be nice to play with him. And then he was actually the one who was like, you know what? Let's 100% this thing. And then I had, as I said, as you see there, I quit it out because one of these stupid enemies made it into the boss area, and I definitely don't want those guys around. They scare me too much, they honestly do. So yeah, I reset the fight and was like, okay, let's try this again. It's alright. But yeah, so that's how we completely got 100% of the achievements on Steam for the Prepare to Die edition. It's the only game I've ever done that. And yeah, maybe Dark Souls 3 will follow. He was like, then we started playing Dark Souls 2, right? So I have finished the game. I have my opinion on it. I have like 30 odd hours into the game. I know that I've missed some areas. I know I haven't killed every single boss in there. But I wanted to get to the end. Yeah, so as I said, Dark Souls 2 will be another video. Not just a ranty one, but just an informal one. What I really think about the game, what they did good and what they did badly, I guess. Yeah, so my friend actually said, yeah, he would like to play Dark Souls 3 and maybe even 100% it as well. And I think in Dark Souls 3, that would be a bit, yeah, it would be like maybe a bit more of effort in Dark Souls 1, I guess, because you have to... Yeah, I'll have to look into that, actually. I can't... From the top of my head, I can't remember what you have to do to 100% it. I think there are a couple of things that are different. Then I realized in this Seath fight, actually, I was like, yeah, his weak spot takes more damage, but while I'm waiting that he opens himself up for me to attack him there, I should just whack his tails as well. Yes, it's a little bit of less damage, but it adds up, right? And that's exactly the thought process that you can see here in this fight. Yeah. we tied it back into the speedrun, finally. But I wanted to share with you the story of 100%ing Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition on the PC with a friend. It absolutely makes a lot of fun if you do this with a friend. I can highly recommend that. And I used a second character while he was in his first playthrough to gather all the sorceries. I played to around level 60-ish until up to the Artorias fight, and then I realized that I just hate sorceries. I thought you hear a lot like, oh, sorceries easy mode and stuff like that, right? Well, with the right setup, that very well be true, but until you get there, it's not that fun, and at the end I just was using the spell magic weapon on my longsword, and I was like, it's not for me. But I still collected all the sorceries for the trophy, right? He did that in the formerly mentioned 3 playthroughs of the game we did together. So yeah, that's just a disclaimer. But you will see, like, the 2 characters combined have like 60 hours of playtime, and I think if 60 to 80, maybe 100 hours is the time frame that you have to invest, I think. 60 was really just because I did farm a lot. I really did farm a lot. And maybe you could buy some upgrade materials with souls that you farm. Maybe that would be faster. So yeah, but that's a time frame that you can keep in your head if you ever think about doing it. Honestly, you can make it even faster than I did. As I said, I farmed a lot. I digged around a little bit and had some fun as well. We got a couple of invasions going where we were hosting, and this is how you do this jump right. Holy crap, why couldn't I do it the first time like that? And yeah, this is the next jump, or the next drop. Here's Paladin Leroy. Normally you won't be able to see his summon sign because he won't be human. Nice little lock on there. And that's exactly why I don't like to lock on that much, right? It turns your camera around sometimes when you don't want it, and it got me killed more than once. So yeah, no lock on for me for the most part. Definitely helps with the Gravelord sword though if you lock on, honestly. Makes stuff a little bit easier. And you saw me healing basically only with humanity so far, right? Through all these drop downs and stuff, and that's because I want to have 4 humanity in my soft counter. You might ask yourselves, why would you do that? Well, I will kindle another bonfire. Yeah, for Nito, I would like to be able to heal as much as I can, right? So I was like, you know what, I will kindle this so I can have 20 Estus. Absolutely fine. I don't care about the time loss. That's all good. So yeah, Tomb of the Giants, here I come. Let's see how we manage to run through this. Now, at first, I was scared up here. Then I remembered, wait, the Prism Stones are actually accurately set. You just need to remember where you need to turn. And yeah, so you can make it through this first part without too much practice, honestly. Might want to slow down a little bit at some point, like I did. Picking up this humanity, also a good idea, since I'm using them as heal items as well, right? So I will light this bonfire. I will also kindle this. Yes, I know there is a second bonfire in the Tomb of Giants. I know that it is closer to the boss fight. But wait, I didn't kindle that. Huh. Oh, I think I will do it afterwards. So, you can, by all means, skip this part. I'm so uncomfortable in this area that I need the Skull Lantern. I need that light to be able to navigate through this. Now, there are amazing shortcuts in this area. And you can run through them without any lights, and you are fine. You're absolutely fine. I need to practice that, right? I need to spend more time in this area, because it doesn't matter how much I've played through the game, this area is always a run through. There's not much in here that is worth picking up. except the Silver Serpent Ring. I guess you could covet the Silver Serpent Ring, which yields you 20% more souls. I guess that can be worth it. For me, I mostly level without that, and yeah, now I kindle. Okay, I remember to do that. So yeah, I kindled this one up. The 3 times you need to kindle it up, so you can have 20 Estus, and then it is time to navigate through this area and go to Nito, right? So what you have to do now is to run. And I mean run. You can do it though with the Skull Lantern. It's a lot easier. And yes, as I said, there are a lot of shortcuts in here that will bring you faster to the boss. I just ran through this with the pathing that I know that works for me. And yeah, by all means, if you know the shortcuts, take them. I will look into them as well later on. I will practice this area a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how fast we can make this run with just practicing a lot of shortcuts and still not abusing any glitches, because that is something that is very important to me. I like watching the other speedruns, right, where any percent where they just glitch through everything and stuff. It is fun to watch, but for me, I wanted something to run through the game where I don't have to use any of the glitches, right? I think that's just it. I don't know what it is exactly, I can't put my finger on it, but if I run through the game, I want to do it in a way that I do not have to use a glitch, right? That is, as I said, a personal hang-up as well. So that's why I was so happy when I found this route and was like, oh, cool, you don't need to use an item duping glitch, you don't need to use any kiln skip or stuff like that, very wrong warp glitches and stuff like that. So yeah, that's why this route appealed so much to me. And if you want to use glitches and stuff, by all means do it, right? It's just something I didn't want to do, especially not in the first speedrun I did. After I was like, I did get a bit frustrated with the drop rate of the halberd and stuff like that, so yeah. Equip the stone set here so you can tank and dish out damage at the same time against Nito, and just go to town on him. I've waited a little bit, that's why I put the set on at the start of the fight, because I wanted him to come a little bit closer. I didn't want the big skeletons to join the fight, because that can mess you up very fast, very badly, right? So yeah. Other than that, the fight is pretty straightforward. He can give you some nasty openings, and yes, his sword attacks will affect toxic on you, so be mindful of that. We don't have the purple moss clumps with the thingy on top. What are they called? Glooming ones? Glooming purple moss clumps? Oh, wow. You think I should remember this, but I don't, because I don't need the item. Yeah, haven't used the item in a long time. We also popped the soul of a hero there. That's just a little bit of souls on top. It's like 10,000, so it's definitely worth picking it up. And then we just bone back. So if you did do this without resting at any bonfire here, you would be back in the parish or Firelink, which could be very, very cool, right? But yeah, I mean, that went pretty well. I'm almost at 40 endurance, and now we have to run through the part of the game that not only I, but a lot of the community hates the most, right? I'm not talking about Blighttown, I'm talking about Lost Izalith. Lost Izalith is just, why, oh why did they do it the way they did it, right? I also equipped the gold helmet set because, hey, it has a very good poison resistance, which is just something I was like, oh, right, that's true. It also has good fire resistance, so it will help us in both areas. And I was like, yeah, I mean, with that much endurance, it will not affect our stamina regen, I think, or at least not too badly, right? So from now on, I will just have this set on, and yeah, maybe I will download a retexture for this set that pleases my eyes a little bit more. I don't know, I will have to see if there is anything, or maybe I'll have to mod it myself, I don't know. We will see, we will see. But yeah, I think it's not bad to have a little bit of resistances on you when you go through these areas. And we have stared at our beef jerky little maiden for long enough. And yeah, that's another thing, you can absolutely do this with a male character as well. There is no difference in the run whatsoever, it's just aesthetics. And I just like to run with female characters for most of the time. Nothing special to it, just personal preference, that's really all that it is. Yeah, so coming through here again, you don't have to worry about anything basically. Just make sure that the boulder bros before don't hit you. That's pretty much the biggest concern. I also went ahead and equipped the purple moss clumps while my stamina was regenerating. And then I took a back step, which happens a lot when you want to quit out of the menu. That was close. If you want to quit out of the menus and you just spam your roll button, right? Yeah, it just happens. It's not that bad. You don't want to have it happen in a good run though, right? But hey, whatever. It's fine how it is. We are a-okay with how everything worked so far. Even the mistakes, as I said, great way to learn from my mistakes, right? So yeah, we are nearing oh man, we are nearing Lost Izalith. We are getting closer and closer to this, and I have to say, this was, now it's like very late, right? I'm really getting tired and I have to really focus on what I'm doing and still make dumb mistakes like that. You can just drop down here. Oh man. Sometimes, I'm telling you. So yeah, coming up are another couple of bonfires that I will take for safety reasons. I just don't want to run back all the way back from Firelink if I mess this up. As I said, as you gain experience with the run and you get more comfortable with larger distances and you don't have that much trouble with bosses and stuff anymore, you can skip all these bonfires and you will save time, right? I will do in the future, so yeah. But for me, as I said, the most important thing was to complete the run a couple of times, even if that means like lots of mistakes are made and stuff like that. Just go through every single boss a couple of times, so you are getting more familiar with which distances you are more comfortable with skipping the safety bonfires and areas that you still need them, right? So that's basically my strategy to this. Just get a feel for which areas I can do without problems or very, very comfortable, and which areas need those wow, safety bonfires. I wanted to say safe and bonfire at the same time, so that was strange and weird, but words, we can speak them sometimes, sometimes not. So yeah, this is another safety bonfire that I will take. So actually you could skip the one above. I just took it because this enemy can whack you pretty hard. Yeah, those attacks really, really hurt. And I don't want to run back from Firelink to this guy because I hate him. Obviously you could run through this whole thing above and just skip this guy. You just have to roll a couple attacks of some Capra demons out there. So the thing is, because I was human, which didn't happen to me on the practice run, right? I died to Nito there. Because I was human, Kirk invaded and blocked me out of that safety bonfire. Which is a-okay. That's a-okay, honestly. I'm not sure if you even should take it. But if you want to, by all means take it. As I said, I was thinking about taking this as well, and only Kirk hindered me from taking it, so say hello to Fire Sage Demon. You know pretty much everything you need to know about this boss, right? Yeah. He has a couple of new attacks though. Other than that, it's Stray Demon, aka Asylum Demon. So yeah. Not much to say there, just common strategy, stay behind him when he does his AoE and bait some jumping attacks. Now the fun thing is you can get him into a loop where he just does his jumping attack again and again, which can be fun. It can also be tricky to deal out damage fast enough, so yeah, up to you. I took this opportunity while he jumps to start sprinting, come back, whack him with a jumping R1 and a normal R1 just so I can get in some more damage. Now he went into his AoE, just run past him, go behind him, put a little bit of distance between him and you are golden, right? So all in all, not a hard boss, and yeah, I think that's all that we have to say about him. Now, this bonfire I definitely want to take, because man oh man, this dude though, the centipede, I went for the safe strat here, and yeah, here we reached 40 endurance, and that's the max endurance that I will level. From now on, I will just put vitality. Yeah, just put points into vitality. That's all I care right now. You might think, hey, wouldn't more strength or stuff help you? But the scaling on the Gravelord sword is abysmal. It's like an E on strength and dex, if I remember correctly, and that's just no. So here is another retexture, because the lava here, oh my god, this area without this mod on the PC version is just, your eyes will burn and you will have tears in your eyes because it hurts so much. I don't know why they decided to do that, but yeah, with this retexture, it's easier on the eyes, right? It might not look that good. I know there are a couple of very good textures out there. I just chose this one because it gives me the least headache from this area. So yeah, that's why I stuck to this one. Yeah, can only recommend if you are interested in mods in the Dark Souls worlds. There are mods for Dark Souls 3 and stuff as well, so nexusmods.com is the place to be for those. Now, as I said, I highly recommend looking into that when you are playing the Prepare to Die edition, because DSFix is also hosted on that site, so if you are playing this version, you definitely want to pick that up, right? And yeah, I mean, DSFix I had installed for years upon years, just because it is so very, very useful. Yeah. Most of the time I've played on the PS3 though, right? That's where the bulk of my Dark Souls 1 time is situated. So yeah, finally making the switch to this version was a good idea a couple of years back. But yeah, this is Centipede Town. We want the orange ring there so we can walk through the lava, and yeah, it just makes stuff a lot easier, right? I don't think you can make it without the ring though, except if you have the shortcut, then it should be possible. But as I said, I didn't have enough humanity. I would have, I think, all in all, I was like 4 short. I'm not too sure. I have to revisit that thought on another time, but if you have enough humanity, and with enough, I mean 30, you can open the shortcut at the Daughter of Chaos, right? If you become a Chaos Servant, level that up to +2. That probably is faster, especially on the remastered, where you can consume and give the humanity in bulk, so you can just consume 30, right? And you can deliver 30 at once. On the Prepare to Die edition, though, you would have to consume every single one, and you have to deliver every single humanity one at a time. So I'm not sure if that would be faster. On the remastered, though, I would say it is faster. I would definitely say so. But yeah, that's a test for another time, I guess. Yeah, but popping 30 humanity and then delivering one at a time, that will take some time. Definitely. It should technically still be faster because we are killing 2 bosses, right? So, and we have this long run. This long run to deal with. So, yeah, I guess it still would be faster on this version. This little bonfire I always take because, or yeah, always, like, yeah, actually always. Only in times where I have opened the shortcut I will not need this bonfire. But Bed of Chaos, and when you see, maybe you have seen the split name from the beginning, but BOC stands for Bed of Chaos, and FFS, we all know what that means, right? So this boss is such a bad boss. Now, you could deploy the strategy with the fire bombs to make this fight almost trivial, right? And I will try and get better with fire bombs so I can actually do that as well, because holy smokes, I never want to fight this boss the way I did fight it here. Ever again. Never again. Holy smokes, I had troubles. It doesn't help that I failed to jump 2 times, a jump that I landed safely for years, and in the previous 2 runs without any problems. I had to fail the jump 2 times. I will cut it out though, okay? I will cut in the attempt where I've made the jump. You will see the time difference. It took me quite some time to run back and do what I had to do. But yeah, I don't want you to slog through that, so the video might be shorter than the run actually is because of that. But hey, I don't want you to watch through that. Here I was like, oh, I was a little bit too slow, but yeah, you can just block that and go through, destroy the first thingy here. And very importantly, quit out. Because quitting out will save your progress and it puts you in front of the fog gate, so you have to go through it again, which is not a problem. But yeah, running back through the destroyed ground there, that is a nightmare, guys. And yeah, I always go to the right side first because I don't know of any jump that you can do on the right side. I only know the one on the left. And yeah, I failed it 2 times. You can see a lot of time has passed, and I'm a bit disappointed in myself, to be honest, because as I said, the last time I failed this jump, that was a long time ago, and the lineup isn't that precise. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, if you jump diagonally like that, you can make this jump, and it's not that much of a problem, right? So that, wow, that block was good though. Yeah, keep your shield up in those moments. That helps, really helps. And I failed to. I was like, why can't I hit this thing? And I think it's just some vines were in the way or some roots there. Same thing again applies though. Go quit out. And I think I failed the middle section again. Let me check. And yes, I had that right in my memory. I failed horribly here. Yeah, just walked off in the wrong angle. That's only I am to blame for that. And what you want to do is go to this area so you can bait the swipe slam attack. So swipe slam, that is your window of opportunity to run forward and go down. It was very close there, very close, and I was quite scared that I wouldn't make it, but it worked out in the end. Phew. Right. But yeah, you all know the drill. Bed of Chaos is down now. Drops a good amount of souls though, so you can level up a couple more points into Vitality, which is quite useful, to say the least. So we will warp to Firelink Shrine and drop down to the Lord Vessel there. Yeah, look at that, 60k. Nice. Very nice. Switch out to the Hornet Ring, because we want those... we want the bonus damage against Gwyn. That is something that we like. And other than that, I think it should be pretty straightforward. You have to run through the knights, which is okay. So yeah, we ended up with 32 vitality, which is quite a good amount of health. And offer the Lord Souls, and actually rest at the Lord Vessel because you have 20 Estus, which is nice. Not that we need that many, but I don't know. If I failed to do the fight, which happened to me before, don't get me wrong, if you mess up your parry timing, Gwyn can punish you pretty hard. So yeah, keep that in mind. You don't have a lot of time to heal. So yeah, I'm just, okay, running through this. I'm in the mindset of I will parry Gwyn the safe way, which means setup parries. What are setup parries? It means just you block the first hit and you parry his second swing, right? It's not complicated by any means. You just have to observe which attacks Gwyn is doing. If he is going for his grab, just roll away. If he does his one-handed attacks, they are very fast, but if you block the first hit, you have enough time to parry the second. You don't have to spam your parry button. I was under the impression that you have to do that with his fast swings, his fast one-handed swings, but actually not. You have to wait just a tiny little moment. On his two-handed attacks, they are slower. It's easier to parry the first attack if you are really comfortable with it. In this fight though, I went for the setup parries, even though he did some two-handed attacks. I sometimes parry the two-handed first attack as well, but yeah, the most important thing, you have to parry his opener, right? Honestly, this is easier than you might think. It will take you some time. Yes, you will get hit a couple of times. And yeah, I just do a normal R1 after the parry, and here's the roll, because he went for the grab. If he doesn't combo, you don't have to parry though, but here you can see, block the first hit, parry the second, get behind him, get one R1 in for a little bit of bonus damage, and that's pretty much Gwyn in a nutshell, right? There we go. Block the first, parry the second. Nothing flashy, nothing very difficult to pull off. You need a little bit of training for this, just a little bit, and I like to lock on here, so my blocks are not aiming at his side or something stupid like that. So yeah, here the two-handed, as you can see, they are a bit slower, so parrying the first hit should be possible. But that is all for the speedrun, guys. We are nearing the end, and again, Timberon, I want to compliment you on this guide. It was really well written. The notes are on point, mentioned every single bit that you have to know to complete this run. And even as a beginner Souls speedrunner, I just always wanted to do a speedrun, and this is how I ended up finding this guide, and I really like it. So my compliments again. And as you can see, 1 hour 47 minutes 20 seconds. That's like 20 minutes faster than my test run. And yeah, I hope you have learned something throughout this video. I hope my run helped you and maybe inspired you to try this for yourself. You can definitely do it. Definitely, I believe in you. And that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, take care. Bye.